In this video series, we will cover both NumPy and Pandas, which are by far the most popular numerical analysis libraries used in Python. I will be using Anaconda in this tutorial. If you don't have Anaconda installed, then please visit tenxcoder.com and search for the article on installing Anaconda in NumPy. I use Anaconda because it provides Jupyter Notebook that is fairly easy to use and maintain. Also, Anaconda makes it much easier to install packages such as NumPy, Pandas, and TensorFlow. So let's get started. We'll start by typing import NumPy as np, and we can execute it by pressing Alt-Enter. This statement simply means that we are importing the NumPy library and renaming it as np because np is much easier to type. So the most basic data structure that NumPy provides is called an array. So let's define a one-dimensional array. Here I have initialized the NumPy array using a list which contains 4 items. So if I'll print the value of a1, it will say it's an array containing 4 items. There are some other properties associated with NumPy array. Array.ndim, that is a number of dimensions, will give you the dimensions of the array. Array.shape will give you the shape of the array. We will understand this much better when we will see a two-dimensional array. Array.size will give you the number of elements inside an array. So let's define a two-dimensional array. To define a two-dimensional array, we use a nested list. Just pay attention here. I have an outer list which contains 2 nested lists, and each list contains 3 elements. If I'll print a2, it will give me this as an output. Now if I'll check the number of dimensions, it will say 2 because it's a two-dimensional array. Now shape property will actually be more meaningful. Shape property actually tells us about the number of items that are nested. So the most outer dimension, that is a list that we have provided here, contains 2 items within itself. Now those 2 nested items are lists in themselves, and those 2 items actually contain 3 items within themselves. So shape gives you an idea about how the array is actually arranged. At last, if we'll check a2.size, it will give us 6 as there are 6 items within this array. Another important thing to note down regarding NumPy is NumPy calls dimensions as axis. So if you see a reference to something called axis in NumPy, they are just referring to the number of dimensions that NumPy array has. So in the next video, we will look at element-wise operations that we can perform on NumPy arrays. See you in the next video.